Hermes Agent is Nous Research's self-improving agent framework. The important idea is that it is not locked to one interface. You can run it from the terminal, from messaging apps, through a gateway, and now through a much bigger desktop and web surface. For this update, the repo page is only the doorway. The release notes are where the story is, because this version is basically a user interface expansion for the whole project. The latest release is Hermes Agent v0.16.0, tagged v2026.6.5. They call it the Surface release, and that name is accurate. The release is about making Hermes easier to touch, configure, update, and operate. The scale is not small. Since v0.15.2, the notes list 874 commits, 542 merge pull requests, almost 2,000 files changed, 399 issues closed, and 170 contributors. So this is closer to a platform push than a normal patch. The headline is Hermes Desktop. Until now, a lot of Hermes' power was strongest for people who were comfortable with a terminal or a messaging gateway. This adds a native Electron app for macOS, Linux, and Windows with an installer, in-app self-update, a proper chat window, session management, drag and drop files, clipboard image paste, a command palette, and a model picker in the status bar. The second big piece is remote operation. The desktop app does not have to run the agent locally. It can connect to a remote Hermes gateway over a secure WebSocket using OAuth or username and password. That matters because the laptop can be the interface, while the actual agent, credentials, tools, and compute live somewhere else. The web dashboard also moves from being mostly a viewer into an admin surface. The release notes call out messaging channels, MCP catalog controls, credentials, webhooks, hooks, memory settings, gateway controls, system checks, and debug share. In plain English, less SSH, less manual config editing, more browser-based operations. There is also a full simplified Chinese translation for the desktop UI. That may sound like a localization note, but it is also a signal. The desktop app is being treated as a product surface, not just a wrapper around the CLI. The skills change is more subtle, but important for agent quality. Hermes trimmed redundant or niche bundled skills, moved heavier skills to optional installs, and added an environment's relevance gate. The practical effect is a smaller default prompt footprint and less noise when the agent decides what procedural knowledge to load. On the other side of that cleanup, NVIDIA's skills repository becomes a built-in trusted tap. So the default package gets leaner, while the skills ecosystem gets a stronger official source for CUDA and NVIDIA Stack workflows. Setup is another major theme. Quick setup through Nous Portal is meant to take a new user from install to first message quickly, while full setup remains there for power users. That split is the right direction. Beginners need a working path, advanced users need control. Model selection gets cleaner too. Fuzzy search now appears across desktop, web dashboard, TUI, and CLI, with grouped provider rows and fresher catalog updates. The release notes mention new entries like DeepSeek V4 Flash, Minimax M3 with a 1 million token context, and Qwen 3.7 Plus. Two quality of life updates are worth calling out. /undo can take back the last end turns across CLI, TUI, and messaging platforms. And users can choose whether Hermes Chat defaults into the classic CLI or the Ink TUI. Small features, but they reduce friction every day. In the detailed desktop section, the pattern is clear. Install, update, recovery, remote login, multi-profile support, attachments, model settings, prompts, session management, and debugging. This is not only about making Hermes prettier. It is about moving operational control into the interface where users actually spend time. The dashboard section follows the same strategy. Channels, MCP, credentials, gateway controls, and authentication all become browser manageable. For teams or hosted deployments, that is a big deal because the admin surface becomes part of the product instead of a pile of terminal commands. There is still backend work here. The security section includes a Starlet CVE pin, SSRF checks, moved off the event loop, sub-process credential stripping, and extra guards around risky operations. So while the release is branded around surfaces, it also hardens the machinery underneath. The bottom line: Hermes v0.16.0 makes the project feel less like a powerful agent you access through expert paths and more like an agent platform with serious product surfaces. If Hermes wants to be used from phones, desktops, dashboards, remote servers, and teams, this is the kind of release it needed.